sarcastically, the master teacher. And he turned and looked at me, and the whole scene shifted. And I was standing before a big giant hole, a cavernous hole in the ground with a ladder, like I was being invited down. And I could look way down, and I saw a lot of beings moving around. And I moved away from that place real fast because I assumed that it was some kind of pit in the hell or something, so I got away from it, right? But a lot of times through negative programming, we could be blocking blessings, you know that?
Right.
All right. Let me see. What verse was that?
54.
64. 54, right?
54.
Okay.
54, right.
Yeah. With those facts proven, let us speak first of Shambhala and Agar, to the real place. This palace of illumination within the earth has a central sun, which is 600 miles in diameter, and you all know how that came about. The inner city is called Agartha, which holds the meaning through the whole. The temple within the subterranean world is called the Golden Palace, or Walhalla, right? Or in the Syriac Arabic, Walhalla, meaning place of illumination, or with the golden aura, which is located in the capital called Shambhala, meaning centered by Allah. And it said that Yanun and I, we will be buried there in Shambhala, in Agartha, in chapter 6 of the tablets. Shambhala is also known as Ashara. Shambhala itself is the holy place where the earthly world links with the higher states of consciousness. In the East, they know there exists two Shambhalas, an earthly and an invisible one. Many speculations have been made about the location of the earthly Shambhala. Certain indications put this place in the extreme north, explaining the rays of the aurora borealis or the rays of the invisible Shambhala. However, the aurora borealis is simply a reflection of the central sun, also called the black sun. Shambhala is made from atoms of the 5 elements with their potentialities projected into the center of unconditioned empty space. Some say that Shambhala is the hidden city of goodness and can't be reached through meditation, while Agartha is the material subterranean realm threatening us with eruption. Nearly 6,000 years ago, the inhabitants of Pharoah migrated to the region now covered by the Gobi Desert, and there founded a new seat. A people flock from all directions to the center of the world. They enjoyed 2,000 years to this great civilization. However, another catastrophe occurred, its cause unknown. The surface of the region was devastated, but Agartha survived under the ground. That answers your question, that what happens on the surface is not necessarily translated there, right?
Right. Can I ask you this? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Does it have anything to do with the volcano erupting in Ethiopia? These past couple, like all these volcanoes?
Not always, but like I said, they have a 666 giant computer down there that was left behind by extraterrestrial species that controls all the everything on Earth on the surface. Do you understand?
I understand.
And because they can do it, not necessarily, there are natural occurrences, so I can't answer that question. Okay. Many crafts seen by surface people that are aerodynamically built come from various caverns beneath the planet Earth, right? Where many beings now dwell. Which one is occupied by the Earthlings and the Tlugu rods, and another by the Dawani, and another by the Greys. In fact, I sent a DVD that showed Dawani playing violins at the mouth of a cave in the water to many of you. How many of you remember that, receiving a DVD like that from me? Well, tell them then. I know you all. Uncle, you here?
Sure, I am. Sure.
You don't remember getting a DVD like that?
Could you repeat that, please, Amun? I'm sorry, I stepped away.
Okay. You're not talking loud.
I remember I got one in my package where the ones was in front of the cave. I remember you sent that one to me.
Yeah, you remember get a DVD for me with the Duanis playing the violin at the mouth of a cave in the water?
Sure.
Okay, I just want to make sure y'all bear witness to the importance of these spiritual packages and the information I'm putting out. It's going to expand your consciousness. It's star 60 phones, where many beings now dwell. There's feedback. It's star 60 phones. Which one is occupied by the earthlings and the flugel rods? They don't want to come back and get paid because they're ignorant niggas among us. Star 60 phone. Mute your phone.
Mute your phone.
They are occupied by earthlings and the flugel rods, and another by the Dawani, and another by the Greys, and another by the Dunakil, and another by T-Rose, whose cavern is close to the Dunakil. In the past, there were 8 caverns. To date, there are far more. Their aerodynamic construction is in itself a confession of their earthly origin. For intergalactical travelers need not worry themselves with aerodynamics. Shambhala is a galactical United Nations. See, what they're saying is that when you see crafts and they have foils, like wings or triangle shapes, that's a strong indication that they're aerodynamic to slice through the atmosphere to keep down air resistance, to help them float in the air. What if they come and they shape like a cube or a ball or they don't care about the shape? Then it's probably an intergalactic craft from out in space where there's no resistance, right? As opposed to Earth's surface United Nations. Shambhala has the largest library and medical library on this side of the galaxy. Again, Shambhala has the largest library and medical library on this side of the galaxy. Shambhala has climate control, where there are no volcanoes and earthquakes, not there, right? Environmental control implies that there is disease control. And unlike your world, there are no years, months, and days. Because the sun is in the center of the inner world. That means you don't revolve around, right? And the planet is not moving around anything. Your planet is not solid rock. There are 3 major divisions in Earth: the inner core, the outer core, and the crust, which is a very thin layer. It is 1,800 miles thick. It is called the mantle, outer core, liquid core. The outer core does not much affect the events of Earth's surface. However, its fluid motion generates the magnetic field. Because these motions are generally latitudinal, like the planetary winds, the magnetic poles tend to lie close to the axis of the rotation. Beneath your very feet is a region whose radius is 6,294 kilometers. The Earth's radius is 3,693 miles from the pyramids in Egypt today. The actual circumference of Earth is 24,896 miles, and the diameter is 7,926 miles. The inhabitants of the underworld. All right, well, go ahead and read the inhabitants of the underworld.
Lo, when the place that you are living on, called Earth, was young, it was visited by a race of beings who came from another solar system. 2. These beings are referred to as elder gods. 3. Who, with their advances in science and knowledge of DNA and RNA manipulation. 4. The original clones after Adam were able to live for hundreds of years. 5. They discovered the secret of living death. 6. And how death is an illness in humans that can be cured if 7, or if not, prolonged at their weakest point to not less than 120 years. 8. These elders being with the Shuyuk of the recipients from